Hello everybody, these are Zeva and Iroh's Welsh Terrier puppies, born August 5th. They are about 5.5 weeks. So this is going to be the preliminary video before we start puppy picking. So I will get another midweek video this coming week, probably like Wednesday, and then I will send that to you with all the puppy picking information. And we are keeping a puppy from this litter, so this is super fun for me. It's also going to make my puppy picking videos probably more complex because I myself am trying to decide which one we want to keep. So I will explain how the puppy picking works when I send that email. They're still a little bit premature to showing their individual looks and personalities, so I definitely would say we'll start probably middle of next week. A few days makes such a big difference at this age. There's Purple. I definitely have observed that Purple is my most outgoing, and usually when I'm doing puppy picking videos, I focus on most outgoing to least outgoing, because most outgoing indicates a lot of times the most alpha, which I'll tell you, as a breeder, I do not want the alpha. Like, that doesn't work well with multiple dogs trying to live together, especially feisty terriers that all think that they're the king of the world. You know that about terriers. They all think that they're just the king of the world and they rule everything. So for us in a kennel with lots of dogs living, coexisting, I have to shy away from the alpha. So most likely I will not be picking Purple, but I will let you know. Anything I say today, I don't want you to feel like, oh, she's not picking Purple, I'm going to get Purple. So, but I'm just trying to, I know everybody's always curious, so I'm just trying to let you know my true feelings. I have a lot of people that prefer alpha. Most terrier lovers love that sassy, confident trait in a dog, but obviously if you are picking the alpha, you need to know you're going to have a very energetic, independent, outgoing terrier. Also, I always try to say, when there's a shy puppy in the litter, this girl's trying to win me over. A lot of times I get people that shy away from, there's Red, shy away from that one because they're like, well, we want him to play with us. We want him to be, a terrier. That is literally never Blue, Purple, Red. Never an issue with terriers. They are always feisty and outgoing, and you're going to see in the next few weeks, they are all going to be just crazy. You can look right now on Olivia, the Lakeland's puppies that we have right now. They just went from their kind of quiet 5-week age to their kind of crazy outgoing age, and you can look back on that's Purple first and then Red, other Airedale litters and see the same thing. So that's never a fear. My size-wise is another thing I always try to point out. Purple is the smallest one in the litter, which is another reason for having puppies. We don't necessarily want the smallest one, because sometimes that causes problems for the males to breed and carrying puppies and such. So most likely, even though I adore this little Purple, I adore them all, we will probably not be picking Purple. Not because you're not adorable and sweet, though. That has nothing to do with it. And there's Red. I should show Eddie, too. Here's Eddie, the little boy. Probably not going to be focusing quite as much on him in these next videos since everybody's going to be picking, but I will try to give you the spotlight. I actually really love this age because it's kind of like they're coming out of their shells, and look at Purple. And you kind of get to know them. It's kind of like, actually, it would be like the 18 months to 2-year range in like a child, I feel like, where they're starting to walk and talk, and you're starting to get to know them as a person. That's where I think they're at this age. So this is Red. Here, take this. One of them dragged this bully stick out here. They love these Life Abundance bully sticks, and they keep them busy. So it's Eddie again. So continue on. Size-wise, I would say that yellow is in the middle of size. And then, but there's not much, honestly, beyond Purple being that small. The other three are all about the same size, but there's a little variation. And I'm gonna have to see in the next couple days, personality-wise, for Red and Yellow. I feel like Yellow is probably my least outgoing, but it's hard to say. She definitely seems to come sit in my lap a lot, and I don't know, it's hard to say. Another thing that we always look at, which it's very hard to predict, is we try to look at the color of the brown on their face and legs. And if it's lighter, a lot of times you end up with the more grizzle and tan. And if it's a little more reddish, like Purple actually has pretty reddish. Come here. Man, Red looks like Iroh, I think. Like Purple's got a pretty, she's never gonna, oops, sorry. Can you see how kind of reddish her brown is? That a lot of times indicates that she'll be more of the dark black and tan. And actually Blue, he's a little hard to say. And then I also always look at the face shape. Red has a really pretty face shape. Real nice and square. So does Blue. I mean, they all do. I'm just literally trying to point out some differences. Yellow's, as you can see, is a little more rectangular. But he still has the nice, you don't really want to see like a long skinny nose on an Airedale or a Welsh. They all have really nice ears and heads. That's what's going to make my decision extremely hard. There's so many facets in picking your puppy, especially when it's for breeding. It can really be hard sometimes. But I'm telling you, Zeva and Iroh are such awesome dogs, truly. That's Blue and Purple's in the bottom. You're just going to love your puppies because they are just awesome dogs, both of them. Absolutely awesome. So here's Yellow. And here's Red. She does look like Iroh. She also, another thing in terriers, again, this kind of stuff is, the coat is so hard to predict because that adult coat comes in at like 6 to 9 months and totally changes. It's the wiry coat. But as you can see, Red has a little bit of a longer, wavier hair, and Yellow's right now is a little straighter and shorter. And a lot of times the longer, there's, in my experience, seems to be two different types of the Airedale and Welsh fur. There's like the long, wavy, and the shorter, kinkier. Now, there's pluses and minuses. The longer wavy seems like it tangles less, but people always like the look of the short curly. So anyways, this stuff's all hard to predict, and sometimes I think, oh, it's probably easier when you don't even have all the options in front of you. But right here is Purple on my left, Red in the middle, and Yellow on my right. And the video on Wednesday will hopefully, I'll try to make my decision in the video so that everybody can know quicker. But we're getting closer to puppy pickups, and we're going to be awful quiet and lonely here. But everybody's doing great, and I will keep you updated.